Richard Beck 44 says, is it true that Amish men can only grow beards if they are married? No, that is not true. But you have to grow a beard if you are married. So it's kind of the opposite of that. If you were not married, you could grow a beard, but nobody did. Unless the one guy I know that was a bachelor, or a couple of guys I knew in my community that never got married and they had beards because they had kind of given up. So at that point, they're kind of required to wear a beard as well. What the rules were in my community, once you start taking your baptism classes and your plans to join church, the third class that you have, they explain the rules to you, and they expect you from that moment on to try to follow those rules as you head into the next, 10 or 12 weeks of your baptism classes. I think it was usually 9 classes in all, one every 2 weeks. So you were supposed to leave a chin strap all the way around, un bevaz, what they call a showing. Now at that point in my life, I really couldn't grow much facial hair. It was just blonde peach fuzz, and I used to just shave it off. And I was at work one time, and my preacher asked me, he's like, are you sure you're not shaving? And I said, no, not really. And he's like, I might have to ask you to come over to the window where there's more light so I can check it out. And then he laughed and he said, no, but in my old community, they used to do that sometimes. And that was Kenton, Ohio. But he didn't ask me to do that. But most people would leave just a thin line all the way around, And I would usually leave something you couldn't really see it, leave just a thin line. But it wasn't until 4 or 5 years later that I actually had to shave, more than like once a week. And long story short, I know a guy that's married, and now once you get married, you are not allowed to shave or trim your beard from here down, And I know a guy has like 8 hairs right here, 8 or 10 hairs. They're like an inch and a half long. And he's not allowed to shave them, He can't grow anything else up on his cheeks or on the sides, just a couple hairs down here. But he can't trim them off or anything. And I think that would be the hardest part about it, to not be able to grow much. And you would just kind of want to shave it off and start over, But anyway, I thought that was funny. So yeah, basically, you could grow a full beard before you get married. People just don't.